Hi everyone, it's Coach Dana. I'm really excited to be talking with you today about how to deal with emotional pain and heartbreak. This is a common question that we get from our students, and so I have a couple of tips. So you're going to want to get a pen and paper out to write down some of these tips to apply what it is that I'm going to share with you. So the number one thing that I'm going to recommend is self-compassion. I think when you go through heartbreak, one of the most important things you can do is offer yourself compassion. Here's the interesting thing about our culture. Many of us grew up in this culture where we expressed negative emotions as young children, and we were often told to stop crying, stop feeling those emotions. We were sent to our rooms, sometimes spanked, sometimes even a little bit more violent experiences we had when we experienced negative emotions. So as grown adults now, we're carrying around this programming that says it's not okay to experience negative emotion. And so what's really important is to actually employ strategies of self-compassion. One of the best websites that I recommend is self-compassion.org. The woman's name is Kristen Neff. She is a phenomenal researcher that talks about self-compassion. There's some great free tips on there. I'd highly recommend going and looking at that website for more tips and common practices. This is something that I feel like will really be supportive through the process. The next step I'm going to encourage you to do is really go within. Go within, start asking questions. I call it getting lovingly curious. It's time to get lovingly curious. At the root of all emotional pain or negative emotions are limiting beliefs, ideas that we hold true about ourselves. These ideas, they're false ideas. They're false ideas that we picked up in our childhood. Many of us, we pick them up from the time we're born until about 12 years old, depending on the research that you look at. But those experiences, we carry these beliefs like, I'm not good enough, I'm unlovable, people don't like me, I'm rejected, I'm not worthy. Those kind of things are at the root of all emotional pain. So the question here is, what are you experiencing? When you think of the heartbreak, when you think of the emotional pain, are you experiencing hurt? Hurt about what? Get into the details. Hurt about what? Start asking yourself those kind of questions to get deeper. What are your dominant negative thoughts and feelings about the experience that you're having? And then next, what do you feel it means about you? What are you thinking that it means about you? So for me in this process, I really am a big believer as a coach that I need to be doing the work too. And so all of these things I'm recommending to you, I want you to know I've done personally, and they've worked. And so for me, digging down deep, it's like, okay, I had this heartache, this emotional experience. And as I started asking myself these questions, okay, what are my dominant thoughts and feelings? Well, I'm rejected. People don't like me. I can't trust others. I can't trust myself. And then when I dug down deep, what I found for myself was I'm unlovable. And for me, because I know these are programs, because I've trained myself to know that idea, to have that be my default, I felt this huge relief. And you may feel relief when you identify that limiting belief, and it may actually be really painful and hard. Those are and anywhere in between. And the idea here is don't judge it. Remember, you're not your emotions, you're not your thoughts, you're not your feelings, you're not your experiences. They're all just experiences that you're having, okay? Experiences that you're having as a soul. So remember that to the core. It's really important. So after you identify the belief, then it's important to start challenging the idea and start reprogramming. So one of the best ways to do that is with positive emotion. Start looking at the relationship. When you're ready, look at the relationship and find what's the gift. What did it teach you? What did this relationship show you about yourself? What did this relationship teach you about what you want and what you don't want? That's one of the most valuable things that can come into your world from these experiences, that you're having with others, is you're starting to get really clear on the kind of relationships that you want. And when you're clear on that, you'll attract more of what you want. So there's a gift, there's wisdom in the breakup. When you're ready to shift into that, start finding the wisdom, start finding the gift, and then you start anchoring in your mind this idea, these positive emotions, the gift and the wisdom, with that experience. And soon over time, that heartbreak begins to heal you gain the wisdom and you move forward, attracting more of what you want. That's the process. That's the power of doing this inner work, the introspection. But remember this, it takes time. It takes time to heal from things, and give yourself the time that you need. Don't force yourself to heal faster than it is. It is what it is. Allow the emotion, identify it, let it go, and step into what's the gift, what's the wisdom. And over time, you'll find that healing will come for you. Be kind to yourself. Offer compassion in your experience, and you'll be supported all the way through. Thank you so much. I hope this has been helpful. I know it has been for me in my life. I'd love to hear more about how it works for you. Feel free to contact us. That one of the best things you could do is get a coach to coach you through personally. You're welcome to contact us at achievetoday.com, and we'd love to hear from you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this podcast. We really appreciate you, and we know that you will continue to get value if you subscribe to our channel. This is a great place to learn more about yourself, dive deep into your limiting beliefs, and really clear those out so that you can live your best life ever in every different aspect of your life. So make sure that you subscribe. Thank you for joining, and we'll talk to you soon.